All right, let's go ahead and get into the one of my favorite segments, the starts of the week.
Starts of the week.
All right, we're going to take some time right now to go through the guys that we like the very most at each position. We're trying to pick some guys that are essentially not guaranteed starts every single week, or people at this point in the season you have some doubts about. Are they going to perform well? Are they not? You know, you'd be making some decisions here. So let's start at the quarterback position. Mike, you have chosen very simply. Well, I'm surprised that this is even permitted here. I just gave that whole introduction on how we choose guys that are difficult to choose to start, and you choose the guy who might be the number one.
I guess I did not read through everyone. I thought people were picking Palmer.
No, we mentioned Palmer in our notes because Palmer, to me, is
he's an
number one.
obvious must start.
Oh, dude, he's going to go away.
He's my number one. Okay,
we'll give you a second. I'll start.
All right, go ahead. I'll look through
my quarterback of the week, since I am not choosing Palmer or Luck, I think those guys are obviously out there. I love Palmer and Luck's matchup, but I'm going with Ryan Tannehill at home against Houston. Houston is 27th against the pass, and the weapons for Tannehill are aplenty. He has good receiving options, whether it's Landry, whether it's Cameron, whether it's Lamar Miller getting more involved in the game. I just think that Tannehill has at least the upside to perform well at home in this game. And so I'm going to go with Tannehill against a very bad passing defense. Jason, who's your quarterback?
You know, before I tell you my quarterback, let me just say you really made that argument well, and I really now like Tannehill. Thank you, Andy.
You're welcome.
All right, my pick this week is going to be Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles is a guy I would have gone with my stream of the week, except Mike had claimed him before me. Yeah. I expect that London game to be higher scoring than Vegas says. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. You know, it's one of those things where
don't we have a Blake Bortles top 10 bet?
No, we have a Blake Bortles head to head with Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, that's right. Perfect. By default, Jason should involve himself in the exact same bet.
That's up to Jason. I'll give him a second to think it over.
What? Yeah, you give me a second.
When I thought everyone was going with Palmer, so I was going to go with Phillip Rivers, who is a guy who is likely one of two quarterbacks on a team, and Phillip Rivers has.
And that's fine. He's facing Oakland. I think everyone's starting.
He has one of the best matchups. But besides that, then I'm going back to Eli Manning. Eli Manning,
love it.
Eli Manning had a steamy, hot, fresh turd on Monday night, all over his shorts.
Yep,
and
pooped in his big boy pants.
Those things can happen with Eli Manning, especially against a division rival like the Eagles. Now, it's another division game for him against the Cowboys. However, it's at home. The Cowboys' defense is giving up some serious points to opposing quarterbacks with multi-touchdown games the last 3 weeks that the Cowboys have played. They're throwing out Matt Cassel. I just don't think that the Cowboys are equipped for this game. And Eli Manning, besides last week, had a string of games where he was dominating. So I'm okay going back to him.
Give me a running back, Mike. Let's go through the running backs.
My running back of the week is Lamar Miller, 19 for 113 last week, and they are taking on the Texans. And the Texans, if you look back a couple weeks, were demolished by the Falcons and Indianapolis on the ground. So I'm buying into the resurgence of they're going to feed Lamar Miller the ball.
Jason, what's your running back?
I'm buying into the quality of Doug Martin. He's passed the eyeball test. You know, is he for real? Is he not for real? Coming off a bye against a good running defense in Washington. But I believe Doug Martin is going to be good the rest of the year. So I say start Doug Martin.
Well, and I'm going to go out on a limb, too, and tell you that Washington's not good. Washington was a mirage. They got destroyed by Atlanta. They got destroyed by Chris Ivory. Doug Martin has the same ability to succeed like Freeman and Ivory did.
Yep.
So my running back start of the week is the bounce-back game for Latavius Murray. I know we've been worried about him, but San Diego is so good against the pass that they just give up a lot of points on the ground against fantasy running backs. Murray is coming off the bye. His health should be improved. I think they need him dramatically to improve that offense. So I like Latavius Murray. I'd roll him out there as a 2 with running back 1 upside. So
yeah, I love that pick.
My wide receiver is going to be downtown John Brown.
Woohoo!
John Brown's coming off a 196-yard game for the Cardinals. They're facing the 31st worst team.
How are the Ravens not dead last?
Yeah, they're close. They're darn close. And This is a Monday night game at home. The place is going to be rocking. John Brown is super reliable in terms of just that go-to guy for Carson Palmer. I love John Brown this week.
And my guy, I'm piggybacking with you. I went with Michael Floyd, who finally got involved in the offense, 5 for 50 with a huge down last week. And Michael Floyd is a guy who is probably available on your waiver wire if he didn't get picked up during the normal waiver run. And the deal is, I want a piece of this game. I want a piece of Carson Palmer versus the Ravens secondary. There is a great possibility that all three guys, Larry, Floyd, and Brown, go off. But I want a piece of that delicious Raven pie.
I completely agree. My rankings show it out more than I thought. Also, if you're in Arizona, use the SeatGeek app and go to the game. We'll be there. We'll take a picture together as we watch the Cardinals destroy them. My wide receiver is Eric Decker.
Yeah, I like
Eric
this.
Decker. Fitzpatrick, they're going to go, and the Jets are going to have a good, tough matchup in New England. Well, New England is known for shutting down the opposing team's number one option. That's just what Bill Belichick likes to do.
Not going to happen.
I don't think they do shut down Brandon Marshall.
Can't stop Brandon.
But my point is, it's always the number 2 guy that kind of has the better game. Eric Decker's been great, so I love Eric Decker this
He's got a touchdown streak going, too.
Yeah.
Let's hit the tight end position then. Jason, why don't you kick it off with your tight end?
Sure
we
thing.
all have
Antonio Gates is
everybody's number one.
Everybody's number one.
He's which is surprising because Gronkowski can be there too. I don't blame you if you got Gronk. But we all have Gates 1.
Yeah, he's going to destroy this week. So if you've got him or can get him, play him. But that's too easy. So I'm going to take Delanie Walker. Atlanta is 26th against the tight end, and Ben Watson just lit them up. Mettenberger, a good friend of the tight end position. So I'm going Delanie Walker.
I love that pick.
And I'm going with my man Zeus, who has been, I guess he's been disappointing, even though he's really not been. Why are you shaking your head?
Nobody's sitting Zeus. That's
Really?
fine. No, nobody's sitting Zeus.
I think a lot of people. I've had a lot of questions coming through.
I've had tons of questions of, is it time to move on from Travis Kelce? So I'm letting people know.
I just don't know where you moved to.
People chase Ben Watson like we've been talking about.
I'm arguing with you for no good reason then. He's the 4th best tight end, though, so I'm surprised.
That's what I'm saying, where he's not actually been disappointing. People just see the flourish spike numbers of other tight ends.
He hasn't scored in 5 weeks.
Kelce's not putting those up.
Yep.
And the Steelers against elite tight ends, which I still consider Travis Kelce to be an elite tight end, have been destroyed.
No, I have no problem with the start whatsoever.
Yep.
I definitely would start Kelce. I got Jason Witten coming back off the bye against the Giants. I like the Matt Cassel effect where he might be a little bit more involved in getting the ball downfield. And even when I say downfield, I simply mean over the head of Darren McFadden, for goodness sakes, into somebody else's arms. In fact, I had the option this morning to drop Terrence Williams to get Andre Johnson, and I just said no because I think Terrence Williams has just a much higher upside this week. I'm not a Cassel believer. He'll probably throw 11 picks, but at least he's going to drive the ball down the field a little bit. The Giants are 28th against tight ends. This is a nice matchup for Witten. He's very safe this week.
It took every ounce of willpower that I have on this morning coming off of very little sleep to not put my man, Christian Michael, as my running back start of the week.
I was going to say, how is C-Mike not your start of the week here, man?
I had a dream.
Oh!
I had a dream last night in my minimum 4 hours of sleep, but between the Back to the Future marathon and my child waking up repeatedly and feeling sick. So here's the dream I had, and we'll just reveal these. Christian Michael got the ball 5 times on the opening drive and scored a touchdown.
Ooh.
Wow.
So
specific.
And that was his dream as well.
Christian,
he's been dreaming that for years. So, hey, that's it for today's show. We went a little longer. We got Week 7 previewed for you. Starts of the week. Be sure to check out the website, thefantasyfootballers.com. Get connected with us on jointhefoot.com, and thanks for listening.
Goodbye.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to another edition of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Don't forget to visit us on the web at www.thefantasyfootballers.com and follow us on Twitter @TheFFBallers.